Do you want to know what really messes with the mind of someone who hurt you? Not yelling, not blocking them everywhere, not posting quotes online, not trying to make them jealous on purpose. Those things are loud, and loud things fade quickly. What actually stays with them, what actually keeps them awake at night, are quiet changes, silent habits, things you do without saying a single word. And when you start doing these things, something strange happens. They begin thinking about you when they're alone. They replay moments in their head. They start feeling guilt where there used to be ego. They check your profile more than they'd ever admit. Some even come back confused, emotional, asking for forgiveness. But here's the twist. By the time they realize what they lost, you don't even want them back anymore. Because you're no longer stuck in pain. You're no longer waiting for closure. You're busy living a life that feels peaceful again. Let me show you exactly how that happens. Habit forming, you treat them like a stranger. After someone hurts you, most people fall into one of two traps. They either act angry and explosive or act sad and broken. Both reactions send the same message. You still matter to me. Anger means they still have access to your emotions. Sadness means they still have control over your heart. But there is a third option, and it's devastatingly powerful. You treat them like a stranger. Not rude, not dramatic, not cold in an obvious way. Just neutral. If you see them, maybe a small nod if they say hi, a polite hey. No long conversations, no catching up, no emotional tone. You keep moving, like they're just another face in the crowd. This breaks something in their mind, because they expected you to react. They expected anger. They expected tears. They expected pain. What they didn't expect was nothing. And nothing hurts more than anger ever could. Because now they start asking themselves questions they can't answer. When did I stop mattering? How did I go from important to invisible? Did they really erase me that easily? That stranger treatment follows them home. It plays in their head at night. Because it tells them something terrifying. You didn't just walk away from them. You deleted them from your inner world. They're not your enemy. They're not your friend. They're just irrelevant. And irrelevance cuts deeper than hate. While they're sitting with that discomfort, you're calm. You're not reacting. You're not replaying arguments. Because when someone no longer exists in your emotional space, they no longer have power to hurt you. Habit 8, you build a new life without them. This is where the regret starts to burn. After they're gone, you don't sit still. You don't isolate. You don't shrink. You expand. You make new friends, not replacements, upgrades. People who listen to you, respect your time, laugh with you, not at you, would never treat you the way they did. You start going to new places, trying new things, doing activities that make you feel alive again. And slowly, naturally, you become happy. Not fake happy. Not look at me happy. Real happy. The kind of happiness that shows up in your eyes. The kind people can hear in your laugh. The kind you don't have to explain. And yes, it shows online too. Photos, moments, stories. You're surrounded by people. You're smiling bigger than before. And that's when they start watching, quietly, obsessively. They see your new life and their mind spirals. Who are these people? Why do they look so close? Did I really get replaced this fast? But the worst realization comes next. They notice how well you're being treated. How supported you look. How relaxed you seem. And it hits them. They could have been part of this life. They had access to you. They had loyalty. They had someone real. And they ruined it. Now they're on the outside, watching you live the life they no longer get access to. That jealousy mixed with regret is brutal, because your happiness proves something they can't escape. You didn't lose them. They lost you. Habit 3, you stop reacting completely. This one drives them insane. No matter what they do, you don't react. They post things clearly aimed at you, silence. They try to look happy with someone new, no response. They drop sad quotes, memories, indirect shots, nothing. They might talk about you to mutual friends, try to make you jealous, say things hoping it gets back to you. And you shrug and move on. Not because you're pretending not to care, but because you actually don't. This is torture for them. Because people who hurt others still want one thing: to matter. They want to know they can still affect you, that they can still make you feel something. Anger, sadness, jealousy, anything. But when they get nothing, when their actions bounce off you like rain on glass, they panic. They start trying harder, doing more, reaching out, testing. And you stay calm, unbothered. Like they're just background noise. This sends a message louder than words ever could. You have no control over me anymore. That realization hits deep, because now they understand. They didn't just lose your presence. They lost your emotional access. And that's a loss they can't fix. Now we come to the part most people get wrong. This is where real strength shows up. Not loud, not dramatic, not vengeful. Quiet, controlled, unshakable. Habit went for you stay calm, classy, and silent about them. When people find out you were hurt, they expect a story. They expect anger. They expect trash talk. They expect you to expose everything. They almost want you to tear the other person apart with words. But you don't. When someone asks what happened, you don't go into detail. You don't list all the ways they hurt you. You don't paint yourself as the victim. You don't turn them into the villain. You simply say something like, "It didn't work out. I'm focused on better things now. Why went different directions?" And then you stop, short, calm, done. This confuses everyone, especially the person who hurt you. Because they were prepared for backlash, they were ready for drama. They expected damage control. But instead, there's silence. And silence is dangerous, because now they can't point fingers. They can't say you're exaggerating. They can't play the victim. There's nothing to fight against. So they're left alone with one thing they can't escape: their own actions. Word eventually gets back to them. A mutual friend says, "They didn't say anything bad about you. They actually didn't say much at all." That sentence hits harder than any insult, because now they realize it. Even after being hurt, you chose dignity, you chose restraint, you chose class, and that forces them to look in the mirror. They start thinking, even after what I did, it didn't try to hurt me back. They didn't destroy my name. They didn't act bitter. And then the painful thought comes. What kind of person did I lose? Your silence makes your value louder. People begin to respect you more. They see maturity. They see strength. And slowly, the narrative flips. You become the one who handled things with grace. They become the one who lost something rare. Why silence hurts more than exposure. Here's a truth people don't like to admit. When you trash talk someone, you keep them alive in your world. You keep their name moving through your mouth. You keep their presence active in your mind. Silence does the opposite. Silence erases, and erasure is terrifying for someone who expected importance. Your calm tells the world, this person no longer deserves space in my life, and that message spreads without you saying a word. Habit quify, you forgive them quietly, without letting them know. This is the final habit, and it's the most powerful one of all. Deep inside, privately, you forgive them. Not because they apologized, not because they deserve it, not because you want them back. You forgive them for you. You let go of the anger. You release the resentment. You stop replaying what they did. You refuse to let their mistake leave rent free in your mind. You forgive like letting go of a balloon, not angrily, not dramatically. Just release. But here's the key part. You never tell them. You don't send a message. You don't seek closure. You don't reopen the door. You forgive silently. And then you move on. This is freedom. 'Cause now, their actions don't control your mood. Their memory doesn't ruin your good days. Their name doesn't trigger pain. You become light again. Peaceful, grounded, whole. And even though you don't announce it, they feel it. People always feel when someone has truly moved on. Your energy changes, your presence changes, your eyes look calmer. And this terrifies them, because now they understand something final. You didn't just leave, you healed. And healing closes doors permanently. They realize they can't apologize their way back. They can't explain it away. They can't undo what they did. You already processed it, released it, outgrew it. Without them, that's when regret settles deep, not loud regret, but heavy regret, the kind that stays. They think, I hurt someone who was rare, someone who loved deeply, someone who forgave without being asked, and they know they'll never get that version of you again. The final truth, your forgiveness wasn't for them. It was your gift to yourself, but it became their greatest loss, because they lost access to someone who loved genuinely, handled pain with grace, had the strength to walk away and heal. And people like that don't come around often. What you do now, you don't chase closure, you don't wait for apologies, you don't need revenge. You live well, you protect your peace, you choose better connections, you move forward lighter than before, and that's the ending they never expected. Not anger, not drama, growth. And that's what stays with them long after you're